We wanna do it.
Oh, I know.
Let's try to work it in, everybody
Yeah.
work together here.
Yep.
And then that will respond, okay. So sorry that I jumped back there a little bit. Okay. So the May work session, as we were polling each other as to when it was possible, it sounds like, May 20th.
Yep.
And we did not, put a time on it. I think I sent out something and said it's 10 o'clock. That's when we had our last one. Is that still?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, 10 o'clock, and we'll meet here and then just walk this park, and then right before we adjourn, we'll go over to Marcus.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we do the May work session on the 20th at 10 a.m.
Okay,
And I will second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? I started to collect agenda items. If you can send me any other agenda items right now. I have signage, disc golf, tennis courts, pavilions, playground equipment, beach area. That's on the next thing down, and then Marcus Park and Bittersweet. So as you think of more things that you might need, holler on that. So now, playground, okay, so, I don't know, unfinished business versus new business. Playground equipment was going under new business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mission statement approval, that should be old business. And if you look on your letter, that we were sending out to the community, then on the last line, I put our mission statement. And it's barely edited since we had our work session. One of my things that I was supposed to do after our work session was to find another word for valued. I couldn't find one. Sue, you came up with diverse, and so we put in both of them. And so the mission of the Park and Recreation would be to provide and maintain a safe, valued, and diverse recreational environment for our township and community. That's just what the rough verbiage that we came, it's on the back.
It's not on the back of mine.
Oh, it's here.
It's on the front,
Yeah, it's on the
communication.
front.
Oh, because, I see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Highlighted.
So,
Diverse recreational environment for our township. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I have no problem. Like I said,
To the
That-
point.
the only thing I had spoke about was for the public to include in there our meeting dates and welcome them to the dates and welcome to come out here. That's,
well, this is just basically to
Sure.
say why we're here, and then I would propose is that, we put this at the top of every one of our agendas, that we say this is, we base what we're doing on this mission. Now, I do not know if we need to get this approved by the Board of Trustees or not.
I wouldn't think so. I don't know why.
I don't,
I don't think
Well,
so.
how about if we just approve it tonight, and we'll beg for forgiveness instead of asking permission? How's that sound?
That works.
Okay.
Yeah, can you rip out a copy, with all the stuff we did tonight on it? You know what I mean? Any changes and so forth?
Oh, for the letter, right, but this is just the mission statement.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we will, in fact, Mary, you and I could work on the format of the letter and then get it out to everybody, okay.
I don't see why.
But if I could have a motion to approve our mission statement?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Check off that. Bleacher update, do we know when they're gonna come to fix it?
I haven't looked at it. Are they done
No,
yet?
They are not done.
Okay, I'll call them tomorrow, see what's going on.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the camera update, it sounds like,
I'm gonna ask him to come out, and I think he will.
and make a presentation to us.
Yes, he can, then everybody can ask questions and.
It'll probably need to be at the June meeting versus the assessment, because we're all gonna be walking around on that, unless you think we can do both. I think the assessment's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I do
Yeah, I think
too.
so.
So
who is he?
the,
What's that?
You said you're having him come out, who is he?
Yeah, I told him about the work session, and he agreed that he'd come out and,
But who is he?
what's that?
Who is he? What's his name?
Doug, and you had to ask that. Hawkins, Doug Hawkins.
Okay.
He does systems and things, he does all types of that stuff. He comes well,
I
a
haven't
lot of
been
good
here, so I
credentials,
don't
the
know.
boy.
Right.
But like I said, I'd rather have him come out and tell you, because I'm not that versed, I don't wanna tell you something and be wrong. Let him, you discuss it with him, because he knows.
Okay, sounds good.
Except that, now, just the question is, are we gonna be able to have that presentation and do the assessment in the next work session? Because that's gonna be a lot of, I mean, this is gonna be at least a half hour to get this
Yeah.
information. And I would say it's gonna be at least 2 hours by the time we finish up at Marcus as well,
I'm thinking he should come to the June meeting.
instead. What do you think?
Whatever you think, if this is gonna be a big thing, yeah, I'll talk about changing it to June. So you want him at the June meeting? Okay.
Then he has all the time.
When is that gonna be? Anybody got that date down?
June 3rd.
June third.
First?
Third.
Third.
Okay.
5:30.
Okay, I'll change him to that, so you can make that.
Then, the other unfinished business, and to me, I think this is just gonna be an ongoing item on here. It's almost a standing item, what our goals and objectives are, and those are really, those will be plugged into our master plan when we get that done, which is probably gonna be a June session. We're just busy than the beaver down there, I think. Because yes, I mean, ideally, the goals and objectives for this fiscal year would have been done like in January, but we couldn't do them because we couldn't do the assessment. Again, we couldn't do the assessment because of the weather, and we just got elected in November. So I think we just have to take a deep breath, and as people think of goals and objectives, jot them down, and then when we review and revise the master plan, we'll plug them in. Does that sound okay to people, or do you have a
Sounds
different? Okay. Now we have the exciting new business of cleaning up dog waste.
So, I've had the fine experience of cleaning that up off my shoes as we were doing some of the projects, and we ran into, when Sue and I were working on the ball field, we ran into a gentleman that he said, that was his one thing. He goes, you need, to do something about this because people aren't picking up after their pets. I did check into, the mutt mitt, that I know that you've used in the past.
Yeah.
It's a good product because it's like double layered. We're at the business end. So, so I've got, once again, Amazon does, sell this product, as well as other people, but, I know that we have an account with them. You can get the dispenser, just the metal box itself that holds the bags for $83.62, and the box will hold up to 400 bags. Now the bags, you can get a box of 800 bags for $90.39, and they're already on a hanger. They come in 100 bags on a holder, and then they hang up inside within locks, and so that somebody doesn't take all the bags at once. Or you can go with a complete station where they give you the pole, they give you a little sign, they give you the dispenser, and then there's a waste can underneath. That whole thing together, along with 400 bags, is $280.67. Or if you just want to get the sign, the post, and the dispenser without the can, which I think might be the better way to go.
How big of a problem is it really?
It's walk out there, it's really bad.
There's
You
there's
can't-
actually some people that come here just to let their dogs do
Yes,
their business.
yeah, there's,
We don't have any signs out there that,
No.
about keeping your dog.
no.
No.
No, there's a county leash law that they're supposed to follow, but we don't have anybody to really police it, so.
And I would like to, when we are looking at signages, post signs that, you know,
Yeah, I
do
think
not
the
walk
sign
your
would be
dog,
the
but
first
don't
thing.
walk your dog on the ball field.
That's
I
right,
mean, there's plenty of walking space,
yeah,
that you don't have to walk across the ball field with
that's
it.
right.
And I think to your point, to get it without the basket, because chances are, you take your bag and you carry it, and you're not gonna walk all the way back to that dispenser to
No.
put your bag, you're gonna
No.
go to the
No,
nearest.
there are-
Yeah,
Trash
so,
cans,
I mean, you
yeah.
can get that, the post, the sign, and the dispenser with 400 bags for $195, $35. And then there's no excuse, if you have the bags there, they're available, there's no excuse for people to go, oh, I forgot to bring a bag, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
It's a shame that you have to do that, but, you know, we had to do that at all our parks, we had
Mhm.
those dispensers and
Is
bags.
there
at all.
anybody adhering to the leash law or anything? Or they
I've
just
only
let
seen them
them
on
run wild
leashes,
out there?
Some, you know, it's kind of a little bit of both. I think what happens in the ball diamond is they see that as a fenced-in area, and then that, they take them off the leash and they let them run it, and that's, they're using that as their dog park, is what's
Yeah.
happening.
Well, and I think we should put up signs on right off the back prohibiting them from running their dogs in that area. You know, restrict them to put the dog over here in the woods someplace, or something, you know.
Or pick it
I
up.
would certainly put signs up, that's for sure, and see, first, let's see what that does for us. I think most of the people that come out here would adhere to it and keep the dogs off the ball field.
Well, the other thought too, what about just putting under surveillance signs at
That-
each
that's a really
entrance?
good
And
one.
then they'll think, ooh,
That
They've
surveillance
got
sign
cameras.
works wonders, believe me.
yes.
So, do we want to, make a motion, and this would come out of maintenance and repair line?
I'd make a motion that we get some signs, you know, get some signs put together for out there.
Mhm.
At least start out with the signs, and then let's look at it next month and see what it looks like, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know that I'm gonna be on doggy poo patrol, I mean, I
No,
don't know
but
that.
a
it would
lot
help
of,
in
if
that.
people do adhere to the sign and don't let the dogs in there, we'll know that part, you know?
Right, but it's not just there, it's everywhere that they're
I
not
mean,
picking.
I
up
wasn't
poop.
even on the ball diamond when I, stepped,
Right.
it was
Yeah.
more out towards the soccer field and
Yeah,
stuff,
Put a
so.
sign right out here then, that, you
So-
know, about picking up after their dogs and so forth. I mean,
Well, if you had a sign at each entrance.
right.
you
So
know.
are you saying in addition to the bags, or just instead of the bags?
I would put the sign first and let's see what happens, then go with the bags and things, because how many people are gonna use the bag if you do put it out there, you know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you.
You gotta have the shovel and everything along with
And I
you.
always use
No.
No, that's
No.
not the way it works, you put your hand in the bag.
Yeah.
That's why.
No,
And
really?
it's
That's just
double.
another reason I don't have a dog.
Yeah. If you got a dog, you're used to it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
and I don't want no dog either, you know?
Yeah.
So, but they do get, my experience is they get used a lot.
Yeah.
And we used to go through a lot
Well,
of
I
bags
mean, we use them all the time when we're going to parks, so.
But,
Does it work? I mean, did it, in your experience, does the bags work? People actually did use them?
yes, they did,
Well, then,
They did,
put some
but-
bags out there.
but,
I'd
you
put
know,
both.
I'm just laying that out to you, let you know how much it costs if you decide to go that way.
Well, a couple of signs and some bags and try